I have a very specific agenda today. Some of you were with me for a workshop that I did through Feathered Pipe yesterday with the Tibetans, and I've done a lot of work with the Tibetans over the years, and I wanted to share what I've learned about the mandala, which is, you know what a mandala is, specifically the Tibetan mandala and the sand mandala. And in my studies over, well, a long time, too long, a long time, I see the distinction between some of the teachings, the Buddhist teachings, and some of the teachings in yoga. And there are cases where they share similar teachings, which in my mind means, well, this means that these teachings are pretty time-tested teachings. So I want to share 4 time-tested teachings with you today, as if with the sand mandala, monks are trained over many years they have these tubes, metal tubes, and they pour the sand through the tubes and they make this beautiful mandala. And there are different mandalas to different qualities, like there might be one dedicated to forgiveness, and there might be one dedicated to compassion. And today we are going to create what's like a mandala inside ourselves. And we're going to use 4 specific qualities that we're going to put in there. And those 4 specific qualities can be they actually are the doors. The mandala is like a temple. So it's 2-dimensional as a sand mandala, but it literally opens out to be like a temple. And this temple is a temple to the enlightened mind, the mind that we would all like to have all of the time. And there are 4 doorways into that mind. And so we're going to look at those doorways today. And it sounds very esoteric, but I think as we work together with it, you'll see that it's quite practical. It has very practical implications. Okay, so what I'd like us to do to begin is just come to a comfortable seat. Hopefully you are there. And let the sit bones root downward. Feel the weight of your legs and gradually draw the spine upward. And let's just get a sense of the weather this morning inside. And what I mean by that is, how do we feel physically this Saturday morning, wherever we may be? And what are the thoughts that are occupying our mind? Sometimes those are repetitive. Just notice what they are. And any strong emotions that we're working with this morning, we include them. A lot of including, acknowledging and including in this practice. So we've got a sense of the lay of the land, what we came with to our practice. Good, let's draw the palms together at the heart. And we'll open simply this morning with 3 ohms. I hope you can ohm where you are. We'll inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, so why don't we begin in child's pose, please, on the mat. It will help this morning to have a block nearby. If you have a block or some books, very good. And let's sink the hips back behind us as we extend the arms forward. Draw the forehead toward the mat. Always nice if the forehead doesn't rest down to have something underneath it. And just feeling into the ground here. And then slowly rise up onto hands and knees. So this is a centering practice. And we're really interested in the body in every single shape we come to. Well, where is the center of this posture? So right here, you can feel on hands and knees. Go inside, notice, well, where does the center? Probably feels a little bit like around the navel. All right, so draw lower navel in and up, and then extend the left leg back behind you. Let's keep the hips square or level, and the right arm forward reaching. And just notice if the body feels at all shaky this morning. This is good information. And extending out from the core. Inhaling. Exhale the hand down and the knee down. Slowly, right leg back, left arm forward. Breathing into the space that we're making. So it's kind of like clearing the area with the breath. Inhaling, exhale, hand down, knee down. All right, so from here, we're going to take the right hip back toward the right heel. You can have your toes tucked under here, and then hips way over to the right, forward, and then to the left, and back to the heel. Inhale to the left, and up. Exhale, back. So when the monks are beginning their mandala, they first come with looks like a board, like an architectural drawing. And so the drawing is laid out on the board, just like a blueprint. So there's somewhere to begin. So we're just drawing this circle here. Let's just keep going to the right now. Yeah, and you may notice that in your body it doesn't feel exactly like a circle. Spend a little more time in those areas. Good, and then to the left. Couple more. See if you can widen the circle all the way. Yeah. Good. Next time you come back, tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back. Keep the knees bent. Relax head and neck. And then walk the feet out. Just heel toe. Making contact with the legs. It's the morning for most of us. Good, and then back into downward dog. And we'll begin the dog with 3 good breaths. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale here. Exhale, knees bend, look past the hands, step forward between the hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold. Fold over bent knees, just let head and neck rest. And feel your feet press. And grasp your elbows and hang here for a moment. So you imagine putting this colored sand through these tubes and doing this for hours and hours and hours. The level of presence that's required. It's years of training. Just like with yoga, years of training to constantly be bringing ourselves back to this moment. right? Every breath we're aware of. Now feel your feet root. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms join at the top. Exhale, release the arms. So let's begin with some salutations to the sun. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, feet back behind us, knees to the floor, slowly lower all the way down. Feet press, legs press. Inhale, pull the mat. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's tease a little more space out of the chest. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. One more. Inhale, root the legs. Exhale, lower. Draw navel to spine, back through puppy with the toes tucked under, and then downward facing dog. Establishing a steady breath. Good. Rooting the hips up and back behind us. Filling up the upper back with breath. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, step or float forward between the hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, push the ground away, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release the arms and pause in mountain pose. So just feeling ourselves here at center, neither forward or backward on the feet, neither side to side. Something so simple. Some of us have been working on this for years, and there's always something new to discover. Notice the pelvis. Does it feel like it's in a neutral position? Is there any locking out going on in the joints, particularly the knees? Can we extend the fingertips down toward the floor and lengthen up through the spine? Feeling center, finding center. You notice how just in this simple movement, we're there centered for a moment and then we're off again. It's like the tide. All right, so let's do this again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Press the feet. Exhale, back over the toes, downward dog. 4 breaths here, watching each one. Drawing the femur bones up and back. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, we give it away. Inhale, rising all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release the arms back to center. So with every action, then back to center. Then the question is, can we remain centered in the action? All right, next one. Salutation C, or a derivation of C. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, take your right leg back, knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor, arms rise up. Pause here, feel some opening in the hip flexors, sinking in. Some of you are happy to keep your left shin vertical, some of you are happy to take the knee a little bit further forward. What produces a sense of centering in your body? Inhale, exhale, hands down, Left leg back, lower through or knees and torso down. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, over the toes. Watch the tide of breath. Make a little more space. And then be right there in it. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Good, left leg back behind us, knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor. Arms rise up. And we open out with the goal being feeling centered. Neither too high nor too low. Neither one side or the other. Good, equal force between force and relaxation. Inhale, exhale, hands down, left toes tuck, right leg back, lowering through, inhaling. Exhale back. Okay, so in the beginning I talked about these 4 doors in this circular shape that we'll be working with today. And we're about to create the first door. So we take the right leg up and back, hips are square. Inhale, exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot lands lightly. Rise up into a high lunge. So the door before us, you see this in the Brahma Viharas. They're called the Brahma Viharas. They're in the Yoga Sutras or the 4 Immeasurables. In the early Buddhist texts, kindness is the first door. And there's a variety of ways to work with kindness. Inhale. Exhale, palms in prayer position. We'll bring the left knee forward. Interlace the fingers. But the kindness that we'll work with today is kindness for ourselves. Some of us are very kind people with everyone else, and we forget about ourselves. So our first posture, and this is it, we say to ourselves, may I feel or be safe. May I be safe. Got that? May I be safe. The next one is known as tree pose. Foot at the inside of the calf or the ankle or the thigh. Arms rise when you're ready. Finding center. May I be happy. Okay, so those are powerful words, and we notice that safety and happiness, they feel differently. So we're looking to feel that sense in the body. Invite that sense. May I be happy. Inhale, exhale, palms at the heart. Take the left leg back into what we would call warrior 3. May I be healthy. Some of you might bring your hands to a block under your shoulder, pushing back. May I be healthy. And then the right hand comes to the floor. We open the left hip out into half moon, and we send the left arm up. May I be free from suffering. Free from suffering. So if there's any suffering in this posture right now, a block might be needed. Inhaling, Exhale, lower the left foot back behind you, come back into the lunge. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, palms to the ground, right leg back, lower through the vinyasa, or we'll meet in downward dog. Watching the breath. Returning to a sense of center. Left leg lifts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot lands lightly, arms rise up. Opening out here. Sinking in. Okay, good. Find center in a posture like this with the legs wide apart. And here we go. Inhale, exhale, palms at the heart, right leg forward, knee in, interlace, soften, find center. May I be safe. And we feel it. There's a term called bhavana in this practice, where we evoke, we learn how to first clear out the area. That's what the centering practice is about. Clearing out the area so that we can evoke the states of being that we would like. Tree pose. Arms extend. May I be happy. May I be happy. Good, just let yourself go there. Palms in prayer position at the heart, right leg back behind you. May I be healthy. May I be healthy. Sometimes it helps to repeat it because it takes a little bit for the brain to really feel in. And then left hand down, right hip stacks on left hip. Right arm might extend. May I be free. And find center in this posture. And emanate from the center. Well done. May I be free. Inhale. Exhale. The right foot lands. The arms rise up. We take a deep breath in and we take the hands to the ground. Sweep the left leg back behind us. Lowering through. Inhale. Exhale, back downward dog. And once again, finding center. Full-time job. Full-time job. Now take the right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly. We're going to turn. So we've now turned to the side. And we're in a new door that we're making. And our feet are parallel with each other. And then bend your knees a little bit, slowly rise up. And open the arms wide. Come into a big star shape. So yesterday I was telling the story that my greatest female mentor, she passed last year. And she's the one, India Supra, who taught me. She runs Feather Pipe and has for many, many years a yoga center in Montana. And she taught me how to run yoga journeys to all kinds of places all over the world. And I admired her for two qualities, many qualities, but two in particular. Whenever we would meet people that needed to be fed or were struggling, she would find a way to do it. She was one of the most generous people I had ever met. And when things got rough, like someone was sick, or our plane was canceled and we're in India, she was always so trusting, absolutely trusting of the way things worked out. She taught me so much about those two qualities. So this door that we're working on now is compassion. And she had that sense of open-armed and open-hearted compassion. And we talk a lot in this practice about compassion being the ability to the best of our ability, step into someone else's shoes and feel what it's like to be them. So take your hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward at the hip crease. Let the top of the head just release to the floor. And we just pause for a moment to look in our lives where it's really easy to feel compassion. And then what happens often with compassion is sometimes there's so much struggle, so much hardship that we turn away from it because it's just too much, it's overwhelming. And this is why the need for mind, body, and centering practices is so essential at this time. Now walk your fingertips forward so just the fingertips are on the ground. Pull the pelvis back behind you. And one of the practices that yoga recommends and Buddhism also recommends is inhale suffering, exhale through the nose, compassion. Inhale the suffering that you've seen or read about or watched lately. Could be your own. And exhale, compassion. So we make ourselves available. It's a little different than empathy. We want to act for the benefit of everyone. And take 3 more breaths, just like that. Inhale the suffering. Exhale, compassion. Good, then walk the hands in beneath the shoulders. Take your left hand underneath. Sweep the right arm out. Feel the expanse across your arms. Right, don't we want to be the kind of people that can show up when things are tough? I think we do. Inhale, exhale, slowly right arm down, left arm out to the side. And I think that's part of the deal, is that further out we extend ourselves, the more deeply we've got to draw into ourselves simultaneously. So we keep filling ourselves so that we can go back out into the world and be effective. Good. 1 deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Good. Take your hands to your hips. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Just back and forth here a little bit. It's not a class that goes by that I don't address the inner legs. Feel what center feels like as you move back and forth here. Yeah, moving, being centered and moving. Some of you might come down a little bit deeper. Okay, so now let's take the hands to the back of the mat for the 3rd door. Left leg back behind us, lower through, or meet in downward dog. And inhale, exhale, come to a seat the way that you do. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap your legs around your knees, pause, draw lower navel in to spine. And with lower navel drawn into spine, send the legs forward. And the shins can remain parallel with the floor, or we can extend the legs upward. Have it be your boat. Yes, boat floating down the proverbial river, watching the breath. Inhale, exhale, land your feet. Sit bones down, knees can be bent, fold forward over the legs. Gradually drawing downward into Paschimottanasana. So door number 3 is boundless joy, and it's celebrating, delighting in other people's success. Okay, so this is very interesting. Can we honestly say to ourselves that we want all people, everyone, all beings to thrive? We probably can. We're yoga people. But you think about, there could be some folks in your life right now that you find really challenging. Can you hold them up? Have them be buoyant in your heart and mind? Slowly we rise. Take the right knee in and open it out. So one of the obstacles to feeling this sense of delight in others' successes is jealousy, and it comes from not feeling as though we're enough. And so the practice there is gratitude practice. And so on this one, we'll inhale, exhale, fold forward. And with each inhale, we say thanks or thank you. And we just notice what arises. I notice often if I get spun out in wanting things to be different than they are, I've forgotten about everything that's just amazing. So when the mind wanders, we just bring it back to thank you. Good inhale, rise up. Thank you for being here. And take the right leg out to the side so it's not much of a movement. And we'll try thank you here now. So plug into the floor with your sit bones. Opening the rib cage. Any amount. And when the mind wanders, we return it to thank you. And this is another practice that can be done at the sink, at the grocery store. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn, pivot, go back to from whence we came. Take the left arm back, right hand wraps. The back of the hand wraps around the outside. Some of you might be able to hold the foot. We take the left arm back, either fingertips to the floor or the hip or thigh. And we return to that practice. And ideally, when we're working with creating states, yeah, there's the word, thank you, but can we feel that in the body? Can we feel a sense of gratitude in the body? And then slowly unwind. It's good for us to be able to feel it. We take the right hand back. Inhale, thank you. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Sweep open in a big circle. And one more. And slowly release. Right leg long. Left knee draws in. Setting ourselves up, knee can be bent to fold forward to protect the lower back. And back to the gratitude practice. A little multitasking going on here. We're also feeling into the body. You notice that sense of gratitude. If you can feel it as a felt experience, it relaxes the body. And inhale, we rise up. Exhale, turn, open out. So it's a lateral stretch now. Sit bones root. Making your way into a balance between force and release. Good. Still with thank you. We inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn, pivot. Okay. Long spine as we move to the right. Right hand comes back behind us. Root the sit bones. This thank you practice, it's good because there's a lot to be grateful for. Good. Inhale. Exhale. We unwind. Take the left hand back behind you. Inhale. We open. Exhale. Slowly come back down. Good. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Inhaling. And exhale back down. Pause for a moment. Draw the knees into the chest. Good. Forehead to the knees. The feet are floating. And can we wish everyone well? You know, this is the potential for where we're going in this world, is that everybody wins. That's going to take some practice. All right, so there's your third door. Fourth door. Now I'm going to turn away from you, but I'll be lying down. You may be turning away from me too, and you're lying down. And the fourth door, draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Is equanimity. And sometimes equanimity is taught first, but often it's the fourth of them, because the feet land right beside the sit bones, the arms go wide like cactus, and the legs are going to shift off to your left and you'll look to your right. Just have it be a really comfortable supine twist with as much pressure into the floor with your feet as you wish. Because this is the kind of equanimity. When I got to learn about the Tibetans, and I watched the Dalai Lama for a long time, and when I opened the yoga studio, I realized that I would be thrown left and right, forward and back, thrown by people sometimes who were unpleasant. And what the Dalai Lama was able to do was, when things were difficult, and we know that he had great difficulties in his life, probably still does, he just allowed for that to be and turn his focus back to his center or to where he needed his energy to go. So he didn't spend time dwelling on the injustice. He acknowledged it equanimously, if that's a word, and got back to his own agenda. So this is a big question. How is it that we remain centered in the midst of difficulty? Can we bring a sense of equanimity? We inhale, legs come back up, as does the face. Exhale, other side. And one reason I think the mind-body practices are so important is that they give us a little bit of distance. We can feel into our body again. We might take a challenging situation that we're working with right now and see if we can hold it with a little bit more open arm and open heart. See it for what it is and still feel into ourselves. Notice that it exists within a greater field. Often when hardship comes, it's all we can see or feel. We inhale, come back up. Exhale, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Just open out the legs, like in a Supta Baddha Konasana. With the eyes closed, just allow the body to draw out and down. So often we make things, there's, often it's said there's pain and there's suffering, right? There's pain in life. The suffering is a lot to do with us. So allowing things to be as they are and then returning to our center. Feel the center here. Nice. Okay, so from here you have choices to make. You can take the legs straight up for a mini inversion, or you could take your block and place the block under the tailbone, sending the legs up. Or you could come into shoulder stand, assuming you've got a really good setup at home and you know that you are not turning your head to the left or to the right. But whatever you choose, see if you can be there completely still, completely centered to the very best of our ability. Noticing that just like mountain pose, we come into center and then we fall back out for a moment, and that's cool. And then we come back into center again, just like the tide. Nature of human beings. And then slowly, wherever you are, gradually make your way down. If you went to shoulder stand or through plow. And you guys who took Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide, go ahead now, draw the legs together. And we'll slowly rise up onto our mat, so we're seated. Okay, so we have the 4 doors. We have kindness right here, and we have compassion right here. And we have boundless joy for others' successes right here. In the back we have equanimity. So the mandala itself, that sand mandala, has so much more going on, but it's got those 4 doors in it. We won't do the rest of it today because it's enough to practice with these 4. But at the end of every sand mandala, it's cut apart and mixed up, and then the sand is taken to a nearby river and it's washed down the river. And this part's important, right? Because this is the reality of impermanence, which is very real, in case you hadn't noticed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take boat pose. We're going to set ourselves on the river. We've made this temple for ourselves to dwell in a way. And now we acknowledge that our time is valuable. Take the boat of your dreams, today's boat of your dreams, and then gradually make your way into canoe or kayak, hollowing out, feeling center here, and letting all of that sand wash right down the stream, releasing and coming down onto your back. Allowing the body to make contact with the ground. And let's take the right hand now to the face. So we're going to close the right nostril with the right thumb tip. And inhale through the left nostril. Close the left with ring finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close right, exhale left. Moving at your own pace with the focus on the stream. Back and forth, releasing the sense of I or me and becoming the stream. We often say being breathed. Allow the body to do the breathing. You know, thoughts continue to come and go, don't they? We can just begin to notice how many of them are about I, me, mine. It's not to make ourselves wrong about it. The nature of the beast. Just to become aware. Just practice a little bit of dissolving ourselves. And one way to help do that is to be very present with the breath. Just a few more here. And at the end of your next exhalation, go ahead. Release the arm down. And see if we can rest the mind and I'll often say rest the mind on the breath or the heart. Acknowledging that awareness is just like the breath. We show up for a little bit and then we drift away. And we're training ourselves to show up a little more often. Because the drifting away is generally a drifting away into old patterns. So we practice being completely here. You can count how many breaths you can be completely here. Yeah, so this is an interesting question too, is if we get ourselves completely here, then can we be in love with being completely here? Loving here. Choosing here. This is part of the COVID practice. Choosing this. Choosing that no matter what the circumstances are that we've been given, because we each have individual circumstances that we're working with, we show up fully to what they are. We bring the body and the mind and the breath and the heart. And when we drift, we begin again. And then gradually we begin to take a few deeper breaths. And we draw the knees one at a time into the chest and we give ourselves a hug. May I be kind. Kind to myself, kind to others. Extend the right arm up over the head, roll to the right. And let the head rest. May I meet people where they are. May I meet the world as it is. May my capacity to extend my heart and my arms grow. And may I be useful. We slowly make our way up to a seat. With the eyes closed. We notice when we feel a sense of competition or jealousy or survival, we commit to everybody winning. Everybody happy and healthy and free from suffering. We say this all of the time. May it be so. May my actions help to support that great intention. And may we practice equanimity, that when things are challenging, when people are challenging, when we perceive them as challenging, we can return to our center. Remember the big picture. Recognize this is a moment. See ourselves in them. And get on with it. Okay, so I want to close with the 6 other principles that we dedicate ourselves to on a regular basis. The principle of generosity. They're similar to the 4 Brahma Viharas or Immeasurables, but not exactly the same. Doing the right thing, acting with integrity. The joyful effort of practice, regular practice, understanding that life is a practice. Patience, grasshopper, lots of patience. Letting go. Letting go. I think we're all being asked to show up in a whole new way. Some letting go that needs to happen. And turning within to one center, to the teacher within. And listening and acting on our own greatest wisdom. So we draw the palms together at the heart. Join me if you can. Ao mani padme Good. Let's bring the hands to the forehead. Right thought. May we be steady. May we be present. May we be joyful. The hands come to the mouth. Right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart. Right action. May we be the change. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Okay, so I hope that you remember those 4 and carry them with you in your pocket, in your heart pocket, and you can use them at any time, anywhere, anytime. And sometimes what will happen is the mind will say the thing like kindness, but we won't feel it. Just stay with it. Use it like a mantra. Just repeat the word kindness. May I be kind. May I be kind to myself. Okay? All right. It's a step at a time. Take good care of yourselves. I'll be back next Saturday. Thank you so much for spending your mornings with me. I appreciate it. Wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right. Take care.